My neighbor kept stealing our packages, so I set a trap that finally exposed him. When did I decide to fight fire with fire? The day my teenage neighbor started stealing packages from our building and nobody would stop him, I decided he was getting a delivery he'd never forget. His name was Braden, he was 17, and he lived 3 doors down. Packages would show up, then disappear fast. The cameras never seemed to catch the right angle. I filed police reports twice and got the same answer. No proof, nothing they could do. I tried to ignore it until Braden stole my daughter's birthday gift. I'd ordered her a custom art set, almost $180, and she'd been begging for it for months. I got the delivery alert, opened my door, and the box was there. 10 minutes later it was gone. Through my peephole I saw Braden walking away with it under his arm like it was his. I stepped out and said, "Braden, put that down." He didn't stop. He just waved and kept going. My daughter cried when I told her the gift wasn't coming. She kept asking if it got lost because she couldn't believe someone would just take it. That night I knocked on Braden's door. His mom opened it with a tight smile. I said, "Braden took my package today." She said, "My son would never do that." I said, "Then help me get it back." She laughed and said, "If you don't have proof, don't accuse my kid," and shut the door. So I stopped asking. I ordered a cheap decoy so there'd be a real label and tracking number. I reused an Amazon box so it looked normal. Inside, I made a mess. Expired milk, fish sauce, and a pile of glitter. I poked a tiny hole so it would leak when moved. I taped it up, set it outside my door, and waited. 2 hours later, the box was gone. The next morning, I heard yelling and cracked my door. Braden was in the hallway covered in wet, glittery sludge. The smell hit me and I almost gagged. His mom was screaming, "What did you do?" Braden kept wiping his face, but the glitter just spread. She dragged him outside and hosed him off while neighbors watched. I thought that would scare him. It didn't. 3 days later, another package disappeared from our floor. People complained, and Braden walked by with a little smirk like it was funny. I cornered the building manager in the lobby and said, "You see what's happening?" He glanced at Braden, then at me and said, "I can't accuse a minor." Braden actually looked at me and whispered, "Nice try," before walking away. Round 2 had to be loud. I wanted everyone to hear it. I built another decoy box with a simple pop-up inside that would toss bright pink washable paint when the lid opened. I also taped a motion speaker inside and recorded a loop. "Thief! Thief! Thief!" for 30 seconds. I set it out and went to bed. At 3 a.m., the hallway exploded with "Thief!" Doors opened. Someone yelled, "Who did this?" Another person shouted, "Call the cops!" The sound bounced off the walls like an alarm. Then it stopped. In the morning, I walked to the lobby bathroom and found Braden hunched over the sink, scrubbing pink paint off his hands. The paint was on the faucet and the mirror. His dad was there, angry, saying, "You were sleepwalking again?" Braden mumbled, "I don't know," and wouldn't look up. When he noticed me, he froze, then looked away. Now I needed proof. For the third decoy, I bought a small GPS tracker and hid it under the bottom flap of the box. I set my phone to record through my peephole so I'd catch the grab on video. Inside the box, I taped an air horn to blast when opened, and I added a stink bomb that smelled like rotten eggs. I left the box out and waited with my phone in my hand. After 2 p.m., a shadow crossed my peephole and the box vanished. I checked the tracker and watched the dot move straight to Braden's unit. I walked down the hall and knocked hard. "Braden," I said, loud enough for neighbors to hear. No answer. I knocked again. Inside, I heard tape ripping. A second later, the air horn screamed. Braden yelled, "Ow, stop!" and started coughing. The stink hit the hallway. I heard his mom yell, "What is that smell?" Then his dad banged on the door shouting, "What did you take?" I called the police and kept my voice calm. "I have video of him taking the package," I said. "I have a GPS tracker showing the stolen package is inside his unit right now. I'm standing outside his door." This time, officers showed up fast. Braden's mom opened the door, red-faced, trying to block the hallway. One officer asked, "Where's the package?" Braden stepped forward behind her, hands tucked close to his sides. I held up my phone and played the clip of him grabbing the box. Then I showed the tracker map with the dot sitting on his address. Braden's face went blank. His dad started talking fast, saying Braden didn't mean anything, that he had no idea how it got there. The officer cut him off and said, "Sir, step back." Then he looked right at Braden and said, "Turn around. Now everyone is saying I went too far with the trap. Was I wrong?"